Savage dungeons are actually coming to Final Fantasy XIV, and yes, you heard me right. After so many years of me asking for it on my YouTube channel and just everywhere, it's like harder dungeon content is finally coming. But we're also getting Island Sanctuary, which is, to say the least, one of the most monumentally wanted features in all of Final Fantasy XIV, like ever. We're also getting a brand new raid tier. We're getting the start of the Relic Weapons series line, and just so much more is coming in patch 6.2. This will actually be a legendary patch to keep your eyes out for. Like, this is so good. The patch 6.2 is named Buried Memory, and you're at the right place to get the juiciest details for everything coming. And this is going to be a condensed summary, as is tradition on my channel, of Letter from the Producer Live Part 71. I swear I didn't use Google for that value translation, definitely not. And as tradition, we're only going to get into the juiciest bits of information here. So first up is that they covered that patch 6.18 is slated to come this Tuesday on July 5th, which is most certainly, excitedly for myself and so many others, is going to be adding data center travel. 6.18 in addition is also bringing in Season 2 of Crystalline Conflict, and finally 6.18 will also be adding more servers for both Japanese and European data centers, as well as European server upgrades. Patch 6.2 Buried Memory is going to be coming in late August, which means at most it's going to be 2 months away. As is standard with the mainline patch, we are getting an expansion to the main story questline, as well as a brand new dungeon called the Fell Court of Troya, which to say the least, this aesthetic is gorgeous. It is absolutely right up my alley. That is the understatement of the millennium. It's fucking gorgeous. It's just like the first arena for the Savage I absolutely fangirled over, and now they're like extending it here. Like, oh, this is so well done. New Extreme Trials are coming too, although currently they aren't releasing the name or any information about it, unfortunately. We're also going to be getting brand new side quests, expanding the Tatoo's Grand Endeavor quest line that we just got, which, as a heads up, you are going to need to complete the Shadow of Mach quest series, which was from the Heavensward Alliance raid. Especially for newer players coming to Final Fantasy XIV, I actually adored this Alliance raid quest line, and I actually look forward to more people experiencing it. It is actually excellent. Like, one of the bosses is literally the angriest hairdresser that you ever had. Like, if you had an angry hairdresser as a kid, that is literally the boss. But in addition to Tatoo's side quest is actually going to be very important for relic hunters. More Hildebrand quests are coming in patch 6.25, which did I ever expect to combine that in the same sentence? No. But now the new weapon enhancement quests are coming with patch 6.25, which are actually shockingly behind the Hildebrand quest, so the Hildebrand adventures should be on everyone's list to complete. It is going to be like the first thing that I do right now, and this is going to be the legendary Manderville weapons that we're going to get with updates through patch 6.x series. And no, this is not me joking, this is not them trolling. They have this guy in game that, if you've done any relics, you know very well, Geralt here with the douchebag Jim Bro like beard. Like, oh my god, I don't even know what to call that beard, which 100% this means though that it is a relic weapon line. Oh no. There will be the addition of the brand new Beast Tribe quest, the Machine Tribe Beast quest, called the Omicron Beast Tribe. I actually love this aesthetic. Having more robots pushes us closer to me getting lightsabers and Jedi in 14, and 100% you know that I am going to absolutely back anything that pushes us even remotely closer to that. I'm actually looking forward to these reports. There's going to be some cool shit here, and I love it. Next up is that there's going to be a brand new raid series released called Pandaemonium Abyssos, which is actually going to be, for the first time, the first Savage released within 1 week after the patch is launched with the normal version of the raid, which shockingly is controversial apparently, and they spent a long time going through it and the controversy around it, which my moral of what I always take away is just have fun. I'm excited for it personally. Patch 6.2 is also going to be bringing a brand new Unreal trial. Specifically, it's going to be Sephirot, not Sephiroth, imagine the hair, but it's going to be Sephiroth Extreme from Heavensward, who has an absolute banger of a song and is a banger of a fight. It is honestly amazing though. If you haven't heard the song yet, check it out, and if you haven't tried the fight yet, check it out. I'm personally actually really excited for this because he has some really cool mechanics and amazing like environment, the arenas in, the music, a fun ad space. I wonder really how it's going to feel in 2022, because honestly I farmed it in Heavensward, absolutely loved it, so can recommend it. In terms of PvP updates, for PvP we're looking at Season 2 coming with 6.18 release, so that means this Tuesday, and surprisingly enough this is going to mean that patch 6.2 release in late August is going to be Season 3's release date. Patch 6.2 is also going to be bringing improvements and updates to the duty, support, and main story quest line, adding a bunch more dungeons that can be done with a team of NPCs, as well as rework some of the old content, specifically Step Steps of Faith into being a solo quest battle, and good great King Mughal is finally being reworked. Okay, I'm gonna try and really calm the fangirling because this is like multiple takes here, guys. I am so sorry if I fangirl. I have tried. This is like many takes, but very exciting for me is Variant Dungeons. This is content that I have been waiting for, I have been begging for, I have been asking literally for years for, and these were previously introduced as Criterion Dungeons, and these are going to be, well, okay, we're going to step through it. And so the baseline level is going to be level 90 casual play for 1 to 4 players, but it will be a full 4-player party when matched with no role restrictions. You can change jobs in the instance, and job changes are totally okay in the dungeon. Enemy strength inside the dungeon is going to be determined by the party size in this normal mode. And so what is going to be unique though in this dungeon is that the path that you can take through the dungeon and progress through actually depends on what actions the players are taking in that dungeon. Which again, one thing that people have definitely bashed 14's dungeons for is that they are very linear. They used to be much more diverse, but honestly things were, you kind of saw a bit of pushback, like 1,000 Miles of Total Rack, just like, oh, I need to get these cells, I need to go here and here. It's kind of annoying, but I'm kind of really honestly quite glad that they're going back to this direction. So the dungeon, what path you go through the dungeon is going to depend on what you're actually doing in it. That's fucking cool. And so the first variant dungeon that we're getting is being called the Sil'dihn Subterrane, which will allow you to have a different story depending on how you're progressing through the dungeon. I guess I've said that 3 times now, my apologies. But a quick bit of trivia is Sil'dihn is actually a historic city-state that used to exist as a sister city beside Ul'dah, but fell due to war, which involved a lot of turning their dead into zombies. And so yes, necromancy, that explains a lot of the minions that you're seeing on like the Thanland maps. And basically this Sil'dihn city just got wiped out because they just considered it an active war. And so the lore behind this dungeon involves a metric ton of information about aqueducts and more, and so there is a lot to dig into here for sure. This is very lore heavy, lore rich zone. Now what starts to get really spicy is that patch 6.25 will bring what is called another path. So it's called literally Another Path Criterion Dungeons, which are stated to be level 90 high difficulty challenge with 1 fixed tank, 1 healer, and 2 DPS, so standard 4-player party, and is intended to be a lot more brutal than the normal mode, which is fucking so good to me. Bring it on. I guess I can spoil it here, is now there is going to be another difficulty which is called Savage for both the Sil'dihn Subterrane and then the other dungeon which is called Another Sil'dihn Subterrane Savage. So I'm actually really living here. I have asked for this for years. This is so exciting to me. And now for a Savage, Another Sil'dihn Subterrane Savage, is that there is no matchmaking available. Also, there are no methods to revive players, and all defeated enemies will revive after the party is knocked out, and that the enemies scale and become stronger over time. And so if you take too long, prepare to get enraged down. And yeah, I'm actually really in love with this. I've asked for this for years. Bring it on. This is the content I've wanted for so long. I absolutely fucking love this. Am I gonna get my ass beat by this dungeon? Most likely, but I am so excited for this. Next up is one of the most universally desired pieces of content, which is the Island Sanctuary, which is so desired with so much detail that people asked for its own separate video. I have listened to that request, and so please check that video out. It's in the pinned comment and the description of this video. Next up is that there's going to be updates to the Adventurer Plate and Portrait functionalities, moving from the initial beta release, we're currently in the beta release for the record, and into the official release, which is coming in 6.2. The first update is that currently plates are based around portraits that are based around gear sets and a bunch of other features that ultimately it ended up with a lot of portraits just player characters standing there with no expression, and so they really went out of their way to rebuild this system, saying, okay, we need to make it a little bit easier or like more clear. Now for adventure plates and gear sets, these are going to be completely independent. A different portrait is used for each independent different use case. The user interface was also streamlined to allow search, comments, camera settings, motions, minions, etc. From there, also the portraits can now be assigned to a particular gear set. It kind of could be before, but they kind of changed it from what I'm getting from this UI. Other updates to adventure plates is that the portraits are now used in the Domin Mahjong mode, new poses, there's going to be new decorative features were added, and there is going to be a new feature for copying the pose and camera settings over to other portraits. Miscellaneous updates time, which is going to include the tomestones, are going to be updated with a brand new raid tier to Allegon Tomestones of Causality, as is standard with patches. Tomestones are just going to be cycling out. There's going to be brand new high level crafted gear added, and now, oh my god, this is actually a game changer. This is one of the biggest features ever added. to 14, and it is that repair requests can now be done in an instance. Like in Final Fantasy XIV, rating is forever changed, which is awesome. I can now repair my boyfriend's gear when he forgets to repair it when entering an instance. Bottoms these days, I swear, right? They now added new rare materials to Aetherial Reductions performed by miners, botanists, and fishers, and so this is actually fun actually for gatherers, and well needed for so long. I actually can't wait to see what we get here. I think this has been a long time coming for gatherers. Also, another one of the biggest changes ever made to the game is coming, is the Glamour Dresser capacity has been expanded from 400 to 800 items, literally doubling it, and I am actually going to fill it within the first hour of patch. Sorry, but y'all know that is the real shit, that is the real tea with all my glamours. This is one of my most look forward to changes ever though. Heck yes, more Glamour Dresser space, please, yes please. I've actually been throwing away hundreds of thousands of guild items away that I literally can't trade to anyone else. This is actually a big deal for me, and I'm sure many others. And yes, I've maxed out all my retainers. My inventory is a curse. Anyhow, that does it for this video. It's time for me to move on to the next video, and yeah, wish me good luck guys. Anyhow, take care. I hope this condensed summary helps you guys. Yeah, I'm actually so excited for this patch, like genuinely.